Welcome to the regular session of the Yuma County Board of Supervisors. Also sitting as all special taxing districts will be held on August 4th, 2025, 9 a.m. Board members will attend either in person, by telephone, or remotely via electronic conferencing. We're all here. That's all right.
Forgot to tell you, shut up before. Let them outside.
And can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Supervisor Lyons, can you please lead us to the pledge?
Please join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah.
Just poke holes on mine.
We'll go ahead and move on to call to the public. Call to the public is held for public benefit to allow individuals to address issues within the board's jurisdiction. The board members may not discuss items that are not specifically identified on the agenda. Therefore, pursuant to Arizona Revised Statute 38-431.01H, action taken as a result of public comment will be limited to directing staff to study the matter, responding to criticism, or scheduling the matter for further discussion and decision at a future date. Public comments may be made in person or submitted by email at publiccomments@yumacountyaz.gov. The email forms of public comments will be accepted until 8 a.m. the morning of the meeting. All public comments will be read out loud during the Yuma County Board of Supervisors meeting that starts at 9 a.m. I got two speaker forms for two items that are on the agenda. You don't have to turn in a speaker forms if you want to speak on call to the public. I will be opening up the item that I think most of you are here for. I will be moving that up on the agenda so we can do that first, or after just some real fast items that will move on really fast. But any other person that's here for any other comments that or wants to address the board for? And Desiree, do we have any call to the public comments on
We only have the one related
the one
to the-
related to? Okay, thank you. Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board and move on to presentations, proclamations, and appointments. During this segment of the agenda, board members may discuss the presentations and proclamations and may announce appointments to the Yuma
Bless
County
you.
Planning and Zoning Commission at the Yuma County Board of Adjustments. No legal actions will be taken, and we have item 1, a power presentation by the Executive Director, Bina George, for the Port Authority. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I want to thank Supervisor Lyons for extending some grace at the last meeting that I couldn't come in because I had a flat tire. So, plus I know Tony wasn't here and he loves it when I present. He loves PowerPoints too. So, I know.
We saved the PowerPoint for Tony.
We did.
Right. So, again, good morning. My name is Bina George. I serve as the Executive Director to the Greater Yuma Port Authority. Mission statement. Okay, you're recording. Yeah, I'm sorry. Is to develop a gateway for global trade, facilitate, promote, and support multimodal transportation and trade opportunities to enhance the overall economic development in the greater Yuma area. We did have a recent change as far as our leadership on our executive board. We now have Russ Jones serving as the chairman of the board, represented by the city of Yuma, vice chair by your representative, Alejandro Figueroa, and then Matia Rosales is currently serving as the secretary treasurer. So again, the Port Authority is made up of 4 separate organizations: City of Yuma, Yuma County, City of San Luis, as well as the Cocopa Indian Tribe, all with 2 designated representatives on the board, and myself serving as the director. So looking at our stats from 2020 to 2024, we're obviously seeing the fluctuation and hopefully going to restore our numbers to post-COVID, to the post-COVID element. So we're still seeing through private vehicles as well as the pedestrians, a little over 3 million in vehicles and over 2.3 in pedestrians. So we're looking at those numbers continuing to escalate. And then going back to the original articles of incorporation, I know that there's been some kind of addresses as questions of the validity of the organization. With the articles, I really just do want to stress that we are here to lessen the burdens of government. As far as return on investment, it is far more than just a tangible amount. We're maintaining relevance and elevating the area. My goal as the director, obviously, is to increase revenue sources and eventually distribute, our excesses back to the governments who have kept us afloat for the past 20 years. And I do want to say that for the 2025-2026, what's normally due to the Port Authority is $50,000. And in this case, because we do have an amount of money that we have been able to operate the organization on from the industrial sale in 2023, all organizations were not required to pay that this year. So that was $50,000 that we did not require. So updates, the USDA entomologist issue, we have had a conversation with Paul Brierly. So previously they had an entomologist Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This year for the next busy season, USDA has agreed to allocate us 2 part-time entomologists. So somebody will be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So yeah, we're also working on possibly doing a retrofit for lab spaces there at CBP at the commercial. But because there has been some changes in the USDA office on the state side, we're just waiting for that to kind of get in line so we can start to discuss what that financially would look like. We also had an economic impact study with Innovation Labs, a gentleman from Hermosillo, Mexico. And this is when all the tariff elements started to come through. This will be available on the Port Authority website, so just people can see the elements and how it's being affected here in Yuma. So some of our key priorities, with help from the chairman, additional industry outreach with San Luis Inland Port users and Southwest Port users to give them a platform to offer and to speak and address any issues that they have. Cross-traffic mitigation, recommendations and opposition. So currently with the East Side development within the city of San Luis, we are looking to do an alternative truck route from County 25th to Avenue B and that would come out to SR 195. So again, because the Avenue E corridor has become now congested with residential traffic and commercial traffic, we want to make sure that the trucks don't pose any type of public safety issue. So also border wait time technology, happy to announce that ADOT has allocated funding for this project, and that would, in conjunction with TTI, which is Texas Transportation Institute, so we can better mitigate the north and southbound traffic and the wait time. So because we really want to give that wait time back to the people that are coming both north and southbound to say, hopefully within the next year or two, when we collect enough data, we can say Tuesdays in April have a median wait time of 17 minutes, right? Either north or southbound. So that's a $240,000 project, again, that ADOT has agreed to fund. The Port Authority would just have to take care of the maintenance, which is a little less than $10,000 a year. International port reclassification. We are currently San Luis on the Mexican side, and Aduanas is a class 2, so meaning that there are some commodities that are not allowed to travel through the San Luis area. So we are working in conjunction with Forefront ED so we can mitigate that classification to a class 1. Commercial port modifications, we really would like to open up to more industry. Currently there is temperature controlled rooms, but if we were to be able to retrofit some of the existing, we would be able to open up to industries such as, berries, table grapes, and other frozen foods. So we would like to see that come through the port. And then San Luis users specific marketplace. So hopefully a GYPA app will be coming soon in conjunction with the wait times and anything for not only pedestrians, but for our commercial traffic as well. And also an invitation if you would like to engage more with us. We do meet monthly, typically on the 4th Thursday, and we do adhere to open meeting law, so we are open to the public coming in. And as far as updates that are up and coming, we do have a legislative update with Senator Gallegos' office. Some of you may be familiar, he has some legislation that he is trying to put through in regards to port infrastructure funding. So we're really excited to learn more about that. Again, the border wait time technologies, and we've got some funding strategies in the pipeline, so we can finalize, and hopefully next year I can come and say we don't need that 50,000 and hopefully be a return on that. So all in all, happy to answer any questions, and I do have some Port Authority swag bags for you. I just left them in the back, so.
Yes, go ahead.
Question, maybe I wasn't paying enough attention. Did we discuss the fact of the entomologist at all?
Sí.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I wasn't paying
yes.
attention.
I'll get it.
Somebody 7 days a week more or less.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
How's our traffic? Up, down? Just in general?
Commercial traffic has decreased. We're down about 4% from last year to this year. And again, that goes back to, I've been able to speak with some industry. There's a lot of uneasiness with all the tariffs that are kind of coming up and down. Some of them are actually relocating back to the U.S. Others, again, have seen an advantage to go through the Calexico port. So they've just continued to reroute their traffic to California versus Arizona.
How can we be more competitive with Calexico?
So that would be the classification of the level 1 port. And I think with this border technology, and then also just kind of going against that narrative, saying, you know, Arizona does over inspections, et cetera, when really we're just kind of on the same line. I've had the opportunity to travel to California, where they do the inspections mechanically with the ADOT crew. So we really do have a uniformity there. So we are definitely trying.
Do we have do we have uniformity with Calexico? I mean, do we do the same thing, or are we actually doing more checking, or we're not automating it?
Well, everyone goes by the book. USDA will go by their book, CBP, and again, the elements of national security is something that we just understand that's part of it. You know, mechanically speaking, when it comes to DOT, the federal motor carriers as well as ADOT, again, it's the same thing. It's going to be a flat tire if it's in Arizona or if it's in California, right? There's not anything that's going to mitigate, you know, one mechanical failure in California versus here. It's all just kind of uniform. I just think it's that port perception that we have to really work on.
Yeah, it is. Okay,
Yes.
thanks.
We have decided slow down a little bit in the summer. It's kind of natural.
That's natural.
That's because the produce industry is not really working with here. They move over to the Salinas, they move over to Fresno. They move over to the cooler temperatures. So during the summer, we always have a slowdown. So 4% isn't seemingly, I mean, it doesn't seem to be very drastic to me as a drop. Although we've been increasing little by little the way that the port operates also, because it doesn't operate fully as a full-blown port. It's just a commercial port. It may have some impact on the crossings, but I see the new port of entry as a boom to that. And then I think we ought to focus on making that port of entry be a full-blown service port of entry that includes pedestrian traffic. I think that once we do the improvements on the new port of entry, then we can focus our energy and our efforts into making that crossing be a full-service crossing.
Correct. Yeah. And I mean, just historically speaking, I have data back as 1985. I'm a 1985 and will be 40 this year. So 39 going on 40 years. Just historically, you know, the numbers haven't decreased. It's just always been a continual increase. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. If there's
Thank
anything
you.
else, all right, we're here to serve. Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 2, presentation of the mix with Yuma County and El Condado Informado by Yuma 77, the Yuma County Government Channel.
Welcome to The Mix. The Yuma County's new ordinance regulating waste disposal at transfer stations takes effect, setting rules for what can be dropped off and how often. The regulations ban hazardous materials, large car parts, and restrict load size. Residents are also limited to 1 drop-off per day.
So the rules is just basically what our technicians are just letting the residents know and educating them on it. But now with an ordinance, it's actually set in stone. It's allowed the public to know exactly what we take, what we don't take.
Officials say the measures aim to protect staff and the public. Violators could face penalties. More information is available at yumacountyaz.gov under the Public Works tab. With the summer heat in full swing, Yuma health officials are urging residents to take precautions against mosquitoes. To reduce the risk of mosquito-borne illnesses, experts recommend eliminating standing water around homes, using insect repellent, and wearing protective clothing during peak mosquito hours. The Yuma County Health District is actively monitoring mosquito populations and conducting routine treatments. Residents are encouraged to report any concerns to local health authorities to help maintain public safety. The Yuma County Library District is excited to announce the opening of its seed library at the Heritage location. This award-winning initiative offers over 1,500 seed packets, with Yuma County Library District cardholders able to check out up to 5 packets per month. The program promotes sustainability and community engagement, offering gardening classes for all ages. August is Breastfeeding Awareness Month, highlighting the benefits of breastfeeding for both infant and mothers. Local health organizations in Yuma are offering resources and support to new and expecting mothers. Community groups are promoting education, lactation services, and open discussions to ensure all mothers have the support they need. Thanks for tuning in. Residents can catch the latest episode of The Mix by visiting yumacountyaz.gov and navigating to the VOD section. You can also head over to Yuma County's official YouTube channel. English episodes are available under the Mix playlist, while Spanish-speaking viewers can find the Spanish version under El Condado Informado. Both platforms offer access to current and past episodes. ¿Prefiere ver The Mix en español? No se lo pierda. La versión en español del programa está disponible bajo la lista de reproducción El Condado Informado en el canal oficial de YouTube del Condado de Yuma. Gracias por acompañarnos. We'll see you next time.
All right, we'll move on to consent calendar. The following items listed under the consent agenda will be considered as a group and acted upon by one motion with no separate discussion unless the board member so requests. In that event, the item will be removed from the consent calendar for separate discussion and action. And I have items 1 to 13.
Mr. Chairman, if you don't mind, I'll have to open up item number 4 and 7.
4 and 7. Any other?
Nothing else? Nobody wants to open up anything else? I'll make a motion that we approve items 1 to 13 with the exception of 4 and 7.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second to approve consent calendar with the exception of 1 through 13, with the exception of 4 and 7. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4.
Approve and authorize the town administrator and the business to enter into a professional service contract with Stantec Consulting Inc. for an amount not to exceed $1.3 million, $1.322825 on behalf of the Yuma County Improvement District, and execute all related documentation for the final design of the Orange Grove and Rancho Mesa Verde sewer project subject to legal review. I just wanted to emphasize the project is very important for District 4. It was very important for District 4. It's not very important for everybody involved in our community. I've been waiting a long time for that, so I wanted to get an update on it. I mean, it's going to be a multi-million-dollar project. It's not simple. It is a project that's been looked at for years, and it's finally close to being designed, which is not really getting it done, but it's getting the design, which means that it will get done. Any project that gets this far deserves the recognition of us to the people that make it possible. So you're standing there. I guess you want to say something.
Good morning, Chairman Porches, members of the board, Diana Veloz with County Administration, sorry. Yes, this project is moving forward and we're finally getting our final design ready to go, and that's hopefully going to take 10 months, and after those 10 months, then we'll go out to procurement for construction, so it's moving forward.
What's the estimated amount that it's going to cost to do that? No, not this one. This is a contract for
The whole project, how much?
Right now, the entire project is $24 million. That's what we're projecting.
Wow. Well, I know the people in that area have been waiting a long time for a project like this. I don't think they realize just how costly it is to go and put sewer lines in the system that it's going to hook up to the city of Somerton, I think, I hope. Because we're certainly not gonna build a plant out there, do we?
No, we are,
You agree on that, didn't
Oh,
you?
no, I agree. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. That has been a project that works.
Chairman
But I
Boyd,
mean,
Supervisor.
I remember when
yes,
it was
no.
like a $2 or $3 million project. That's how long it's been. It's now $24 million.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big, big project now. So if nobody has any more questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve the item as presented.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Motion and a second to approve item number 4 as presented on the consent calendar. All those approve, say aye.
Aye.
And anyone opposed? Motion carries.
So item number 7.
Item number 7,
Approve
engineering.
the Gadsden Sheriff Substation renovation project plans and award and authorize the engineering director of the designee to sign the contract with Unified Contractors for $317,123.40. I just want to thank everybody involved in it. I mean, it's, Frank, Ian, everybody, the sheriff, especially the sheriff who agreed to reopen it. I mean, that project to me, and to Nancy, there's a lady there named Nancy, I forgot her last name, who's been waiting for something to happen there for a long time. I think people need to feel that the help they need is really close. And this is part of the old system that used to have a substation there that had a substation and a rural metro station. I think rural metro is gonna be tough to get, but the sheriff has, by agreeing to be near there, has given that area an opportunity to feel that they've been taken care of. And I just wanted to make sure that both Frank and Ian and everybody in the sheriff, and everybody involved in the project get the kudos. It's been a long time, it's been a year, and I know that government's wheels move slow. So thank you for your patience in getting this project to this point, and thank Nancy for her patience in not making a big fuss about it. Thanks a lot, guys.
The place is,
Frank Sanchez, Director of Engineering. I'm glad to work on this, and we look forward to getting Yuma Valley contractors in there. And the estimated completion is mid-January. I anticipate that they'll be done sooner than that. They're really going on the emergency management building, so they're moving
Nothing
fast.
to do with angry Mr. Simmons here. But, you know, we needed a substation down in the South County area.
you know, the sheriff's office had an office in there when Rural Metro had it, but it was just, that building was in some serious need of help. And I'm glad we are getting it fixed back up because it is something that is needed in South County.
Thank you. Thank you again, everybody. Thanks again to everybody involved, and sometimes we just forget to thank everybody. And this is one of the ways to recognize the fact that we're working on it. It just didn't seem like it was, but it was. And this is the result. Thank you very much. I'll make a motion that we approve the item as presented.
There's a motion and a second to approve item number 7 as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Frank. Steve. Now, I'm gonna move up item 1 on the rezoning, public hearing item. I'm gonna move up special use permit case number 2510. Let's see, request a special use permit per section 611.03K of the Yuma County zoning ordinance to allow an outdoor food court with food trucks, outdoor seating, and outdoor entertainment on a parcel 21,800 square feet in size, zone local commercial, C1.
Hi, Richard Munguia, Senior Planner. This request is to allow an outdoor food court with food trucks, outdoor seating, and outdoor entertainment in a parcel zone local commercial, and it's located 11666 South Foothills Boulevard. Parcels to the north, south, and west are all zoned RVS. Those are in green. Parcel 94 to the east is a general commercial, and it has a shopping center on it. Parcel 95 to the east is also zoned commercial, and it's developed with a bank, and that's all in red. Property is outlined here, currently has several structures on site without permits. The site currently has multiple seating areas, a live entertainment stage, bar, food trucks, pet grooming establishment. The applicants have submitted for permits, but the process is currently ongoing. This is the site plan. This is different from what was presented to the Planning and Zoning Commission. After the meeting, the applicant provided an updated site plan, removing a food truck down here and some seating. The site plan as shown here does not appear to meet setback requirements and potentially may not be able to meet parking requirements. With the reduction of the seating, they are required to have 23 spaces. The applicant would be required to obtain variance to reduce setbacks and parking requirements or modify it in order to meet all the development standards for the district. The project will also be required to comply with buffering and screening requirements, which is 20 feet on the west, 10 on the north and south, and 10 along Foothills Boulevard. MCAS and City of San Luis both provided comments. There were approximately 71 letters in support and 11 letters in opposition. A petition with support with over 270 signatures representing neighbors outside of the radius area or with no address identified was also provided. Many of the support letters were located outside of the radius area or didn't include an address as well. There were 3 letters of opposition. I'm sorry, there was one letter in opposition which represented 3 properties, and I believe it was this one here. And the red represents opposition and the blue represents support.
How many, what percentage did it make? Did it require?
It does not require a supermajority. It was under that threshold. And then Planning and Zoning Commission opted to modify the performance conditions 4 and 5. Or, no, 4. D, no, where are we at? 4, yeah, 4 and 5. The hours of operation, 5 until 9, and live entertainment from 11 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Staff is recommending approval, subject to these conditions.
Back it up one.
Sure.
Got it. Thank you. What is a side obscuring fence or wall? What are we talking about?
Like a block wall masonry or something similar.
I know what the wall looks like, but what a side obstructing fence, it's a little bit misleading. Is it just a slat one?
No, it would be a solid wall, and it's.
It doesn't say that.
So it would include wood fencing or?
Or saying, oh, well, 7 feet high. It should be outdoor storage area, screen for view with the side obstructing fence. 7 feet high, wall, side obstructing wall. I don't know, I get the fence, it's there, and I'm not comfortable with it. You describe that. If the owner, if the applicant allows it to be, I would like it to be a wall.
There is a wall there currently, and the applicant has, I think it was it 5 feet or 6 feet originally?
It was like 5.5 foot.
And the applicant lifted it up to raise it to 7 feet.
So the wall's done.
The wall is done.
On the west side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it 2 weeks ago.
But it's a brick wall, so you
Yeah,
just,
it was already brick, so we just went up 1.5 feet on it.
so it's at 7 feet now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That concludes my presentation, available for questions.
Wow, a little ahead of time, but.
Any questions for staff?
Not right now.
So is the applicant agreed to the conditions?
Yes, the applicant stated they did agree.
They did agree, okay. Any questions for staff?
Staff, no.
Not the owner.
Thank you. And I'm gonna go ahead and open the public hearing. I'm gonna, and if, I know I have some speaker forms, but I'll give the applicant the first choice or speak and a old phrase of my colleague over here on the left, if you're ahead,
You need to state your name.
Jacob Fletcher with BCLS Investments, 1666 South Foothills Boulevard, Yuma, Arizona.
any questions for the applicant? Or you
I
want to
think I
address
addressed it
anything?
just one more question. In your site plan, where's the entrance and the exit for Foothill Boulevard?
So they're existing. There's a driveway right there off Foothills Boulevard. And then to 37th place right here, there's a driveway. And then we have across the street is Foothills Bank for additional parking, which I believe we could get our 23 on here. I might ask for a variance for our front setback. Right now it's like 15 feet to P&L, the property line in front where the two food trucks are. We did the Mexican restaurant. We ended up buying them out, so we got rid of that seating, put that up there. So everything's in a circle now. I know our complaints from our music side was 37th, but that's all blocked off now.
That's with the wall.
The wall's on the back, and then the two storage buildings and the restrooms, and then there's a bus. I have pictures. You guys want to see them?
Yeah.
Well, the reason I ask about the entrance is because obviously one of the biggest complaints in the neighborhood is the parking. People parking outside the facility and getting into driveways, with, regular driveways for residents. So I wanted to make sure that.
Oh, yeah, give them to, yeah, give them to the chair first. Yeah.
Then always obviously.
And then he passes them. Yeah.
And so not only the bank, but Biofamily Clinic also has parking, which Dr. Fossil and Elaine Dobson, who runs Biofamily, said we could use this for additional parking.
I don't know if that can be actually accepted as part of the parking arrangement, but I guess we need to ask the people in the staff if allowing the additional parking to be provided by the bank or some of the business really applies to the relation of space. And I guess that would be dealt with if variance is requested.
Well, I mean, I know I could get our 23 on site now. I know we're gonna have to do 2 ADA with that, and they'll have to be concrete, right?
Yep.
So we know that, but I'm pretty sure with that space, I mean, we have 140 feet now, by 111 feet. I should be able to get that parking, no problem. Just additional besides the 23, so we keep the parking off the side street. That was a big complaint. Yeah.
This is just a suggestion, but I think you ought to deal with the fact that some of those cars are gonna be charged. It'd be a good place to put a couple of charging stations. In the future.
Can I borrow your credit card?
I look at those septic tanks, and I go to charging stations, and I go like, wow. But when I look up close, it's just a septic tank. So it's not a charging station, but it would be nice to include a charging station eventually, because people are driving electric cars more than usual, especially with the sun here.
Only Tony would think of a charging station.
And we are going to put a sign if our parking lot is full, because there are nights, I'll give it that it gets people come and park wherever, but we are going to put a sign up on our fence saying additional parking across the street. So.
Any more questions for the applicant?
No suggestions anymore.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I do have a speaker form. Jack?
Mr. Chairman?
Oh.
We do have an email.
Yeah, go ahead and read that email. This way.
Public comment regarding special use permit 25-10. Name and address would like to be remained private. Good morning, Mr. Chairman and supervisors. Thank you for allowing me to comment. I am one of the affected neighbors residing close to the business, and I express my strong opposition to granting this special use permit for an outdoor entertainment venue situated directly next to our residential neighborhood. While I was a supporter and customer of Fat Daddy's when they operated solely as a food truck business, the addition of outdoor live entertainment and alcohol has, in my opinion, transformed the operation into a full-scale entertainment venue in extreme close proximity to and incompatible with our established neighborhood. The loud music, party atmosphere, excessive traffic, and parking issues have made life for nearby affected residents uncomfortable and at times feeling less safe. I respectfully urge you to deny this permit to restore peace to our neighborhood. If the permit must be approved, I ask the board to consider placing enforceable conditions, such as requiring full ADA compliance, adding more site parking spots to accommodate entertainment-sized crowds, moving the entry-exit driveway so it's further than 1.5 car lengths from Foothills Boulevard, sound mitigation measures to prevent outdoor entertainment noises from projecting beyond the site, such as lowering the stage and speakers to ground level, establishing 2 additional 7-foot masonry walls on the business north and south sides, and prohibiting use of amplified speakers. I also request that no permit be issued until every condition has been met and verified by staff to prevent possible months of non-compliance. Finally, due to strong neighborhood opposition, I believe a 6 p.m. end time for outdoor live entertainment would be a fair condition to reduce impact. Thank you for hearing my concerns of an affected citizen.
Thank you for reading that, Desiree. Another speaker form that I have, Jack Vanderloop? Vanderloop.
Yeah. Thank you, supervisors, for allowing us to speak. My name's Jack Vanderloop, and I live close by. I live on 49th Drive, just down the street on Foothills. And I strongly support this venue, Fat Daddy's. I've been going there a lot. And I can tell you, I know all the food in Yuma. I'm a food critic, Yuma's food critic, and they have the best burgers going. And I like going there for dinner and listening to some music. And the music, let's address that. It's never real loud. It's normally 2 guys our age on a small amplifier with 2 guitars. They play country western, they play classic 60s, 50s, and there's no hip hop, no rap, none of that big boom, boom, boom bass sound. That's never seen it. And most of the band is always facing to the east, not to the west, behind where the houses are, to the east, where most of that sound is going to go. And trust me, I used to play in a rock band with a wall of speakers behind me. I know sound, paying for it now. But yeah.
What?
Yeah, I know. That's it. That's it. My dog keeps telling me I need to get those hearing aids. What? Yeah. But anyway, so it's low key. Sometimes they have a DJ, and he plays the same type of music, and it's not loud at all. And the music is normally from maybe 4 to 6:30, and they've never played past 6:30. So the 6:30 time has been going on since they opened. And at 10 o'clock's curfew, they're way ahead of that. Besides, the reason they do that at 6:30 is it's all our bedtimes. I mean, it's serious here, and most people. And
You stay up that late?
Pardon?
You stay up that late?
Yeah. You're a young guy.
You never sleep.
You should go for 9, easy. No, but it's it closes early. It's closed during the summer months for 3 months, so you might be 3 or 4 months maybe. So you're only talking 8 to 9 months, and for a few hours, and it's not every day that they have the entertainment. It's maybe 3 or 4 times a week, maybe 3 times a week at the most.
Friday, Saturday.
Maybe 4.
Sunday. Yeah.
But that's not much. That's totals up to what, 10 hours a day, 10 hours a week. Now the parking issue, I think, is been settled. I suggested to P&Z that they put signs up to the neighborhood asking no parking, for Fat Daddy's past this point, additional parking, and please respect our neighbors. And I think here's the customers are right here, and we're all your constituents. These are all year-round residents here. There's no winter visitors here. We all live there. And we're all asking you, I mean, look at this. We are asking just a small little venue for a few hours every so often with some good food. And I think that that's possible. I mean, they can be mindful of the music, making sure no one goes above a certain level out of respect. We have one person I heard go against it, but and you have all these people for it. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vander.
Forgot to say, or we go to algodones.
Questions?
Thank you.
What?
You do the this or we go to algodones.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Aaron, we got this item, huh, too?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Aaron Selly at 728-07001 is my APN number. Still without an address. So I do want to speak on this issue because it does directly affect Foothills, and I try to be as committed to this area as I can. I think we should stick with some consistency here, as the permit previously given a few weeks ago that I spoke on went until 7 p.m. for the music, and I think that's reasonable. Typically, overall, this area, the road noise far exceeds the band noise. I mean, when you drive down that road when they're actually playing music, you literally can't hear it when you drive by in the car. It's not a over rambunctious venue like some of the people make it sound. And to address the parking, let's put the onus where it belongs on the drivers. I mean, we know not to park in somebody's driveway. We know not to block the streets, but those streets you can park in front of neighborhood houses. Okay, there's cars parked in front of their own houses and other houses. They're just getting upset that other people are doing it. They've worked out a condition with the bank to have parking across the street. I don't think that should be a complete necessity because of how the business was grown when Governor Ducey granted the exceptions to some of the rules during the COVID times. Now, clearly, we're well past that, and we should get it as close to conforming as possible. But killing a business that already exists doesn't seem in the best interest of the county. Lastly, I would like to call your attention to the local zoning ordinance there on local commercial. C1 is actually the only ordinance which specifically lists live music and amplified music, nightclubs and bars as a standard operating permitted use without the special use permit. Now, clearly, he needs a special use permit because it's going to be an outdoor venue, vice an indoor venue, and for the food trucks. But short of that, that's where this belongs. And saying that C1 doesn't belong in the area of a neighborhood is completely in contra to what the ordinance says, which is basically that, to paraphrase, that it's designed for direct day-to-day usage and to facilitate the neighborhood and recreation in the neighborhood as close to and as possible with that neighborhood. I stand for questions.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you.
Is that a sign of support? Keep clapping?
Anybody else, I think, that wishes to address the board? If not, I'll bring it back to the board.
Now it's my term, I guess, huh?
I think so.
Everybody's sitting here looking at me like, all right, what's he gonna do? You know, this has been a very hot subject in the Foothills for several months. I've been called angry, I've been threatened, I've been everything else you could think of. And I've been told I'm against outdoor music venues, which I'm not. They have a place. The problem we run into is the fact that this C1 zoning used to be residential when the Foothills was formed. It was changed either in 2000 or 2005, I forget which one.
That was
to,
lots.
huh?
There was 3 lots originally.
Yeah, and they combined to make the C1. You look at the map of the ones against it, the ones for it, it's pretty split for the ones that it does affect in the area. Looking at it, like I said, I'm kind of in the crosshairs, which comes with the job. So my motion is going to be, so we are consistent, that we approve the special use permit with the recommendations of planning and zoning, or the P&Z Commission, of the walls on the north and south side to keep the music facing outward to the east. Change the time to 7 o'clock instead of 6:30, because that's consistent with the last permit that we issued for the same thing. That way we're staying consistent with everything. And with the money you're being asked to spend, they went with a 5-year was the recommendation. We changed the last one to a 15-year, which is going to be my recommendation. Since we are asking you to spend the money to make this right, I will ask that you continue to talk to your patrons and encourage them to please not park on the street. Sounds like you've got the options available now.
Yeah.
Not to park on the streets on either side, so we don't have that problem. And to work with the neighborhood. If we start getting complaints about the music, like I said, everything's going to be required to be down inside this funnel, pushing it out.
So you want a wall on 37th Place side?
Yeah, on the north and south side, to more or less, it just keeps the music going out to the east in the open.
Okay, so what happens if I put a wall from here to
Do you
the
wanna-
storage?
Do you want to?
Oh, sorry.
There's people at home that can't hear you.
So instead of putting a wall on that side, can I wall it from the storage back? Then that's a solid, basically, wall. Because I have the bus blocking it. I have the storage units blocking it.
So the
So
problem with the bus, it's open underneath. You're not getting
I'll close it up.
you know what I mean? You're not getting a
Yeah, that's
closed.
easy. Yeah, I could side it. I could put siding on both. And then that acts as a solid wall instead of putting a wall over here. Because that's an entrance right there.
Yeah.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I
that
would
blocks it
prefer a
in.
wall along that south side where you're talking about, mainly just because metal isn't going to deter sound all the time. Not along the area next to 37th Place where it's in the parking, just over where your venue is, along that south side, south and north side of where your basic venue is at.
Okay, so where my venue's at, right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
To
So where the
keep-
bus is. So what happens if I built block up to the bus? Like I said, like I did modular buildings in California, so you know what I mean? Like if I could do block and set the bus down on block.
I just don't know how much that's what the bus is going to divert it, because it's still kind of a pass-through. It's not a wall, a brick wall or a masonry wall, which is solid. You know what I mean?
Is the bus sitting on the property line or is it sitting inside?
No, it's sitting inside the property.
Yeah, do the other permit have block walls?
Yes.
It do?
Yes.
All around?
All the way around or on 3 sides.
3 sides.
3 sides?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it says no items, let's see. On that one, let me find it here. Yeah, it says on the one we issued before, it's a solid fence or masonry wall 7 feet in height shall be built along the north, south, and west perimeter of the subject property. And that's what we approved on the last one.
Yeah, but he only has one way in.
No, he's got several entrances.
I mean, yeah, we'll figure out a wall, but I would not rather have it. I'd rather have it right here.
I don't have a problem with it over here, as long as you don't, if you go outside that, it's going to violate the permit. This is just keeping it
Yeah. Yeah.
inside what you.
Yeah, keep it inside the venue.
Yeah, and that's the reason too, I'm changing it from, recommending from 5 to 15, because I know you're gonna have an expense. This isn't gonna be cheap doing this. So, trying to be fair, that, we can work with the neighborhood, work with you guys, everybody gets the music venue and that they enjoy, but we're working with the neighborhood as well.
Okay, and can I do the same Mexican brick that matches my back wall?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. If there's a will, there's a way, right?
And like I said, you got to remember too, you violate special use permit, we can pull it, we can request it be pulled.
Yeah.
So, but main thing right now, you've got 180 days, if I read the permit right. The wall I would like to see like before you get going for the season.
Yeah.
The other stuff you can work on. But I think if we can get the noise problem with the surrounding neighborhood fixed, and then the parking, which it sounds like you've got a pretty good handle on, we would be good to go.
And we'll figure it out.
And it's Mexican brick. It isn't a masonry wall. I think you can use Mexican brick.
Hope he's good.
Yeah.
We couldn't hear you.
What?
We couldn't hear you.
I know, we
Oh,
can't hear
you can use
either.
Mexican brick, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be a masonry wall. I hope you're not asking, you're asking for a
Just a
sound
wall,
attenuating wall, whatever materials you
Yeah.
need to use.
7-foot wall, and I could see wanting to make it match
Oh, yeah.
what's there. You don't get a bunch of different, you put a masonry wall up and then it looks
Well, I
down.
just found some of that brick too, at another property we own.
Yeah,
So.
so, but no.
I'll second that motion if you accept those terms.
Yeah.
Maggie, are we good with that?
You go with that?
Well, I was gonna check with Maggie, I mean, is that,
Maggie is back here. Maggie's a development. Better get acquainted with her. She's gonna be watching.
We've already met.
We're
friends.
Yeah.
Yes, as far as a wall on the northern side of the property, it will have to comply with the zoning ordinance. 37th place is considered the front yard of this property. So as long as he builds a solid wall beyond the setback, it will comply with the zoning ordinance. And also, they'll need to ensure that it doesn't obstruct the side triangle on 37th Place and Foothills Boulevard, as well as 37th Way and Foothills Boulevard.
now, on the wall, we were talking about not fencing in the parking lot, but the venue part. I mean, is that?
Just the only part, yeah. Yeah?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, that will meet county zoning ordinance requirements.
Okay, so it still has to meet the setbacks and stuff.
It will have to meet setbacks. On 37th, and again,
Makes it shorter.
the intersection of 37th Way and Foothills Boulevard.
Oh, that sidebar stuff is good, but what? I can't do it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie. All right, so.
Okay, there's a motion in a second.
Mr. Chairman, just for clarity, when you provide your motion, Supervisor Simmons, you referenced the conditions of the fence, the time period, and to allow live entertainment, and then the validity for 15 years. When you're making your motion, are you requiring all the rest of the operational and performance conditions that were recommended by staff?
Yes.
Thank you.
And so would
Yes,
I.
it's more or less the wall I would like to see get up quickly, because with the snow, the winter visitors coming back, and I'm sure you're wanting to get the venue up and running, we can get that taken care of. The other conditions, you have that 180 days to address it.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good, that's fair.
All right.
Okay.
So there's a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Good luck. What?
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just
No kissing,
work
no
with the
kissing.
neighbors. Just work with the neighbors if they start complaining.
I have one, the one.
Thank you.
So that, I don't want that to affect my permit.
Oh, huh. That's okay. That's good. You had a really good showing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hopefully that works for everybody.
You're never gonna please everyone.
They're slowly making their way out.
Hopefully that's a fair.
Yeah, that's good.
More and more year-round people out in the
You
foothills.
just became a hero.
I told you we cleared it. Told you we cleared out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just trying to be consistent with everything else.
Gotta get some water, man. That coffee burns.
All right, we move on to item number 1 and discussion and action items. And this is discussion concerning a possible text amendment to the Yuma County zoning ordinance addressing mobile food vendors.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Jesus Carrillo, Senior Planner. Present this discussion item for considering possible text amendment to Yuma County zoning ordinance. This discussion item is addressing the move for vendors. The purpose of this text amendment is to consider possibly revising the Yuma County zoning ordinance by amending section 202, definitions 611, 03L, and 612, 03K, and deleting section 1104, and adding a new section 1108.20, move for vendors and move for units. This amendment is intended to address complaints related to the operation of move for vendors in residential zoning districts, as well as concerns regarding noise-making devices and similar disturbances associated with these activities. The proposed changes are consistent with the Arizona Arrest Statute 11269.24, which authorizes counties to regulate move for vendors. The proposed changes are in the following slides. Text and strike-through format is intended to be deleted, and text and bold font is proposed to be added. We currently have a move for vendors definition. We are actually removing that existing definition and adding what's in the statute, which defines a move for vendors person who owns, controls, manages, or leases a move for unit or contracts with the person to prepare foods and vend, run and drive to or operate a move for units. We're adding a new definition, move for unit, food establishment that is licensed by this state that is really removable and that dispense food or beverages for immediate service and consumptions and other incidental retail items from any vehicle. That definition comes with the Arizona State statute. This is what defines. We're adding a noise-making devices, any instrument, apparatus, or equipment capable of producing or amplifying sound, included but not limited to power generators, drums, loudspeakers, radios, electronic sound systems, bells, horns, whistles, or similar devices, whether operated manually, mechanically, or electronically. On section 611, especially 611.03, special uses, we're removing the requirement of special use permit. Same thing with 612.03. And we also deleting section 1104.04, move for bending setbacks. And we are adding a new section, which is section 1108.20, move for vendors and move for units. The new requirements are listed here. You want me to go over each individual item. Planning Commission recommends item number E as follows. E, the operation of noise-making devices shall be prohibited between the hours 7 p.m. and 8 a.m., except when the temporary use permit for a special event has been approved by the Department of Development Services. And that concludes that presentation. Any questions?
What is defined as noise-making devices? Like music? Is that what it is?
Anything.
Anything. So if you were singing too loud late at night,
I'm not singing loud.
that would be
Including but not, Tony, including but not limited to power generators, drums, loudspeakers, radios, electric sound system, bells, horns, whistles, or similar devices, whether operated manually, mechanically, or electronically. Yeah,
Definition.
yeah. Instruments, apparatus, yep, equipment, that produces, of producing or amplifying sound. Mhm.
I drive down County A Street all the time, and there's a bunch of food vendors that
Mhm.
park on the side of the road. Then I go over to A, it's B, extension of B, and then there's food vendors there. Now, they're not necessarily in residential, but what happens when they're in Indian land?
But I think those ones are in their own lot. I think this is basically what as I'm reading it, this is mobile food vendors that like park on the side of the road or on the easement there. Is that what we were talking about?
Everything in general, a property that most vendors is parked on the private property.
Or
For
a
instance-
private property, but if they got their own property, just because they have a food truck, that's not a,
They still need a permit?
Operating as a business, yeah.
it's a business.
They can't play music after 7 o'clock.
And that's only addressing what's the mobile unit.
In a residential area.
In the outdoor activity, that's.
In a residential.
I think what they're doing is you get these generators powering some of these plate things, and then if they're close to residential, that noise carries over. Some of those generators are pretty loud, but you've got the exhaust that can be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, A Street used to be full of vendors like that. They used to be parked in the side of the road, and I mean, it's become a Wild West for.
Not on the side, I mean, they're in lots.
Yeah, but I mean, what this would do is require them
This
to.
includes lot, doesn't it? I mean, if they're on a lot, yeah, it includes being in a lot, yeah. What they're trying to do is make it consistent with what we've been approving so far.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
I think it's mostly letting them know what they're gonna deal with.
Yes.
In the county level, because I don't think we had this much information about them in the books before as to be able to regulate them at all. So this to me means that now people will know what they have to do to meet the regulations.
That's right.
There's now regulations that control that operation. It's become so widespread. Food trucks have become so widespread that they park everywhere.
So the bells for the ice cream truck, he can't ring the bells after 7.
Only you would come up with that.
It's right there. I mean,
The bells. Well, the bells, it should be like
ice cream truck, I mean, it just, rings the bell, but, I mean, if someone complains, they're gonna, hey, are you gonna go after him?
Yeah, we're going after everyone. Drums, big drums. Radio. Horns. Whistles.
I'm gonna open it up to the public. But,
Okay.
well, any other questions for staff?
No, thank
No.
you.
I'll open it up to, and,
Are there any food
'cause I know
vendors that
there's
complain this is your
we have
time?
Aaron for this item. that wanted
And we
to
have
speak.
others.
Aaron, you wanna talk about it?
I'm gonna let him go first.
Oh,
Mr.
Yeah,
Chairman.
he wants
Okay.
to go first.
Who's him?
Good morning, how are you? My name's Jake Long, I'm owner of the Odd Duck Food Truck here in town. There's already rules set in place through the
Wait,
county.
it's called Odd Duck?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Odd Duck Food Truck, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
There's already these rules set in place. We can't operate until past 12 a.m. Right here, we can't have a generator past 70 decibels to keep the noise down. This is actually putting us out because at 7 p.m., they're going to tell us, oh, you're too loud. You have to close down. Because if the noise, if you read it, it actually falls within. Your generator falls within that. Your loudspeakers. You can't have lights, you can't have loudspeakers. That's already in the county's pamphlet. So it's a few that are going to run it for everyone. It's not everybody doing that. So these changes are going to affect 90% of these food trailers, food trucks, and establishments. The other thing is there's trailers, food trucks that operate outside of a brick building, but technically they're still a mobile food unit. What's that going to do to them? It's not just a few changes. That is going to affect most everybody in this town that operates a food trailer, food truck, anything like that.
Let me ask a question from the staff. Now, I know what he's talking about. I know that regular, but isn't this based on state law? I mean, from what I've read here, it says, you know, following state law, this is what the state law requires. This is what the statute requires. You know, counties can regulate food trucks. Are we going beyond the statute? Are we simply saying the statute allow us to set regulations and that's what we're doing? Or does the state statute set regulations?
Let staff, thank you for your comments, yeah. And then-
Mr. Chairman, Maggie Castro, Planning and Zoning Director. Some of the items, for the most part, it's staff is adopting the regulations that are already set forth in state law. There are the one concerning the hours of operation. This is not required by state law. Keep in mind that these regulations only apply to mobile food vendors or mobile food units that actually move from site to site.
Oh, okay.
For example, there's hot dog stands that go set up at a Walmart.
Yes.
And then leave for the night. There are other similar types of mobile food trucks or mobile food vendors that will set up on a private piece of property and will set up for an evening and then take the food truck and any tables and chairs and remove them from the property as well.
Yeah, when there's a big ball game, they'll set up outside the ball game and then they move after the ball game is over. Yeah, okay, a big tournament, yeah.
Those mobile food establishments, and I'm going to give the Fat Daddy's example. Like Fat Daddy's, those types of establishments will still require approval of a special use permit because those types of establishments never leave the property. The mobile food truck, mobile food unit remains on the property indefinitely. They set up tables and chairs and a stage for live music, permanent bathrooms and whatnot. Those types of venues will require approval of a special use permit. They do not fall under
this
section 11, the proposed 1108.20.
See, that was my question.
Oh, I thought it did include those.
Well, because if you drive down 8th Street, it's vendors that are there set. They don't move.
Right.
But Tony says they're on the side of the road. Yeah, the lot's on the side of the road, but those vendors now, would that be required for them? I just heard you said no, because those are not movable. They're not moving. They're there.
And those have special use permits, correct?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, there are some units along 8th Street that already have the required permits. They have either a special use permit or they are within the appropriate zoning. Those would be non-conforming. These are for any new units or any new mobile food vendor or establishment that does not already have the required permitting.
Existing ones as well, right, that are moving around?
Again, Mr. Chairman, those that are truly mobile would have to comply with the proposed regulations.
Okay.
The ice cream trucks that drive up and down the street, they don't have to comply because they are operating within right-of-way or county right-of-way.
I was gonna say, I read the comments of Pima and Maricopa. I always told the city of San Luis they're not Scottsdale, they're not even Yuma, when they try to get all these regulations to regulate everything. Because people move on to county because they think there's less regulations. The more we make them like the city of Yuma or like the city of something or like Pima County or Maricopa County, the more it's going to be standardized, but the more restrictive it's going to be. It's just a fact that when you apply new regulations, you're creating new regulations, that weren't there before. And I see that as cost of progress. I just don't, I mean, I sympathize a lot with what he's saying, but I don't think his business applies to this. I think it's more like those mobile food vendors that set up and they don't last 96 hours in the same spot. You guys have a different type of business.
I'm mobile as well. I can go, I operate different places
Yeah.
throughout the week.
Mr. Chair?
You were gonna say something, May?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Supervisor Reyes mentioned something about regulations for city. The enabling statute is under the county statute 11269.24.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, Maggie, we're talking about the people we're talking about the mobile units that set up at the fairgrounds on a Friday night or set up in the Sears parking lot on a Saturday night, and then they're gone the next day. Those are the ones we're talking about that would fall under these regulations, correct?
Mr. Chairman, Supervisor Pankratz, yes, that is correct.
Okay, those are the ones that I just wanted to make sure that everybody was clear.
And I wanted to make sure that we don't disrupt businesses that are operating within the scope of the law. But this is the law. And unfortunately, that's going to happen. That's just the result of all the regulations we're applying.
Mr. Chair, I have another question.
Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, Maggie, so they have to close down at 10 o'clock and they can't open up until 8 o'clock, correct?
So you can't get a breakfast burrito at 6 a.m.
Yeah, huh?
It's true. You can't. I mean, 8 a.m., come on. I mean, there's no.
I think they're talking about noise at 8 a.m.
No, operation.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, look,
So
that's
from
operation
8, they
with
may
noise.
operate from 8 to
It's
10.
noise. It's noise that they're trying to regulate. It's not the operation hours they're trying to regulate. It's noise.
Mr. Chairman, item E is simply
I know,
for,
that's what I'm saying.
for noise-making devices. Mobile food vendors and mobile food units
The
may not
generator-
operate
the
for
gener-
96 consecutive hours.
I would like to strike out generator. I mean, there's no food vendor or one of those trucks that have a massive,
No.
they only have a generator to operate.
That's what I'm saying. This is going to be the law of unintended consequences. Because anytime we come up with regulation, it's going to impact somebody's business. And
I can handle that.
You don't make the county, Pima County or Maricopa County. We're not Pima County, we're not Maricopa County. We're Yuma County. And Yuma County is a little bit lenient on some of these things. And I like to keep it that way within the scope of trying to regulate them a little bit. Because unregulated also creates a Wild West atmosphere that I like to think that that's what we represent.
That's a good.
Any
that's a
other
good
questions for
compromise.
Maggie? I mean, are we okay with, do you see my point with the generators? I mean, honestly, I've never seen a food truck that has a massive generator.
I have.
Using. I mean, but it just, that's not the way they operate. I mean, it's more of a hassle moving it than what they're gonna be selling. I mean, it just.
You're safe because of the ice cream truck?
Well, and the bells, I mean,
The bell.
it is, I mean, you can, someone can complain, hey, rang the bell, the ice cream truck.
You have to come up.
So.
Have we opened it up to the public yet?
Yeah, it is,
Okay.
we had a question for Maggie, and I think,
Okay.
thank you,
Oh,
Maggie,
okay.
no more questions for
No,
Maggie?
no, Maggie,
yourself?
just a comment.
Maggie.
And we have Aaron,
Then
that
you.
wanted, and then,
Yeah, we have some of that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Aaron Soya again. The county's gone through extensive amount of effort to create the pamphlet that the food vendors are supposed to follow. I think enforcement of that is much better than creating new rules. I think we should throw this entire thing out, not the least of which because at the Planning and Zoning Commission, before it even got here, there were this many questions or more. I mean, this would literally take out every coffee vendor that starts at 5 a.m. as people are on their way to work. And every single person that's doing breakfast burritos. Like, I think this would punish the people among us that are on the hustle, trying to make money and do the right thing. I think there's a very simple way to enforce the rules that we already have. And we do not need to turn this into San Diego East. We're in Yuma County for a reason. And I think that biggest reason is the freedom and ability to do things like this and have the latitude to do those things with some common sense.
I think the key word is common sense.
It absolutely is. In this case, it absolutely is.
Common sense on this. We don't want to actually outlaw, Lawful wood is now lawful wood.
It would affect a lot of things.
It affects a lot of vendors, and one thing I do want to say is I met with staff after the meeting at the Planning and Zoning Commission, and understand that this came from complaints. But I think the complaints could have been enforced by merely following the pamphlet. If we say that the pamphlet has to be followed, or we force them to close down, that would be a completely different set of circumstances. But if staff doesn't have the method built into the pamphlet or the regulations to enforce it, it's not worth the paper it's written on. And that's the key, because some of the complaints could have been addressed. As you said, Supervisor Reyes, some people have these huge old generators that are loud and obnoxious. I don't know that I'd want to be living next to that either, right? But most food vendors have been responsible enough to put high quality items on their trucks so that it's not annoying to the customers themselves. So if we follow the rules we already have in place, we don't have to do anything more.
Yeah, my problem, Aaron, is people buy these food trucks someplace else, and they're like 1985, 1960, and you have these generators that sound like a tractor in the night, and that's why you get a lot of complaints about
Agreed.
noise in residential areas. When people try to stay away from those things, that's how you address a complaint. But setting up a bunch of regulations that are going to apply to everybody, it's going to have an unintended consequence of making it difficult for people who are trying to make out
Agreed.
something. But there has to be some rules, and you mentioned the leaflet. This is a statute that allows us to set those rules. I just think those rules ought to be a little more, they ought to recognize a little more some situations that are like the unintended situations that we get to deal with all the time. And the complaints are valid in some ways. Maybe we ought to say, like we have a mobile home situation where we say anything before 1970 doesn't have to have wiring, new wiring. We ought to keep looking at better ways to make this happen. Instead of saying, well, we're going to give up and leave it like it is, I think we need to start adopting some regulations that are common sense, that make sense, that doesn't destroy businesses or people that are trying to do business in Yuma County in some way or another, like a burrito stand at 6 in the morning or a coffee shop at 5:30, because we do have a lot of that in South County. The city of San Luis is a prime example of that. At 10 o'clock in the day, there's nothing going on, but at 6 in the morning, you would see that there's 10,000 people out there trying to get to work. And they're all gonna shop around, they're gonna go to a food truck, they're all gonna get a burrito. Whether we make the regulations apply to everybody, it's a key element to me. I think it should apply to people who try to abuse the system, but not to people who try to use the system to actually do some benefit for the common folk. So common sense makes a lot of sense, and approving it the way it's presented, it's too broad for me. I'd like to narrow it down a little bit, if we could, Maggie.
Mr. Chairman, I would say, if I may, I completely agree, Supervisor Reyes. I guess I would say that if we started from the position of the leaflet and we started the regulations there, we can always walk it back and make it more strict. The leaflet actually provides room for businesses to thrive. I mean, it's actually very well written and simple to follow. And I think that's the key to having the community function well and still follow the rules. This is just too broad and not.
Aaron, what I don't know is whether that leaflet is based on state law as it was or as it is right now.
So the state law that they're referencing just gives you the opportunity to regulate them. There's no direct state laws. It's by county by county. If I could call your attention to Pimas County's comments on this issue, they're basically telling you need to go to a commercial parking lot and basically contract with someone like Walmart or a place that has a huge parking lot. The problem is all those businesses want to cut. So that changes the level of pricing that you have to do to be able to have that opportunity. So I totally disagree with that being a mandatory way to do this. I like the 8th Street model where you have people coming and going, and it gives the clients an opportunity to pick from a large, plethora of things. But if we started from the regulations from the leaflet, I think we'd be better off, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, can I speak to Maggie, ask Maggie a question?
Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
I know I'm gonna let her speak first, because
Okay.
she wanted to speak. Oh.
Okay, Maggie, would the complaints that we have received, would they be covered from the pamphlet?
Mr. Chairman, some of the complaints that are received are just based on the fact that there's a mobile food vendor that sets up on the property. In the regulation, it would allow mobile food vendors to operate for, they're limited to up to 96
They don't
consecutive hours.
have to have permission from the private property owner?
They do have to have permission
Okay,
from.
okay, good, okay,
Yeah,
but
she's saying some of them just stay there for.
ever,
Yeah.
okay, yes, okay, got it. They can stay more than 96 hours, got it.
And Mr. Chairman, keep in mind that this is a proposed text amendment.
Mm-hmm.
The board can choose not to forward it to the commission for starting a text amendment. It is totally up to the board and the planning commission whether they decide to move forward with this item.
Okay, now, I only see the recommended motion from the board, the commission, which is E, which is noise making, which is between the hours of 7 and 8 a.m. The noise making could be a generator. That's described there as a generator. So I got an issue if anybody puts restrictions on somebody serving coffee at 5 or 6 or 7, or somebody serving a burrito at 5 or 6 or 7, if this applies to them too. So there's an issue with noise making that can be resolved differently. I mean, I think we can cite anybody that makes undue noise. The sheriff's office can, and maybe we ought to follow.
I think it would be better, honestly, because it says here we can return it back to the planning and commission. I think we need
it
more
needs to be-
information, and we talk on it on a work session. And that way we get all that information, how many complaints, what are the complaints about, so we can address them, and there, if it's some, I mean, I think,
Well,
it'll.
Mr. I'd also like to see us try to bring in some of these food vendors to get their opinion on it. Let them have some input as far as what we're looking at and how it will affect them. Because there's stuff in there that we don't understand as far as how it affects them and what it does. So why not get some of these people to come in and have some input in it?
And have a roundtable sort of thing.
And just for us to, a lot of places, it's the cities, areas, okay?
Yes,
So we're
I
just
know.
talking about the county.
Counties, I know.
The fair, it's not the county, huh? Or is it part of the county? Fairgrounds?
The fairgrounds are quasi-governmental,
Quasi-government.
so they would not have to comply with these regulations.
Just making sure.
The ice cream vendors.
Mr. Chairman, Supervisor Reyes, I believe that the chairman suggested that striking generators, power
Yeah.
generators from the definition of noise-making device, and we can make that change. Also, I've asked the case planner to look at the pamphlet for the health department to see if there's any conflicts with the proposed regulations. That way we can take this item back to the Planning and Zoning Commission and then bring it back to you with any proposed changes.
One last question, or one last comment. Noise making. If this is about making noise at certain hours, like between sleeping hours, 8 o'clock. Some winter visitors go to sleep earlier, but let's say it was 8 o'clock to like 6 in the morning. There would be some sense to it, but having something begins at 8.
10 to 6.
So I just want to make that comment so that it's taken into account when we come up with the noise making thing. Because people make noise at 7 in the morning here. I mean, at 8 in the morning, it's like bright light, like the sun's up. It's like 101 degree already.
Well, my question is too, on enforcing what's in the pamphlet, how is that enforced? Is it sent through just like any other violation through the hearing?
Don't they?
The P and Z hearing officer, or is it, what bite is there to enforcing the regulations on the pamphlet?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I believe that pamphlet, like I said, is from the health department. We will get a hold of the health department to see how they enforce those requirements and then coordinate with them as we move forward with this item.
Okay, so we'll do a work session before it goes back to the planning and zoning. That way we can send, if it's gonna be a text amendment, that they have their input, and then we can also.
What does it say?
This pamphlet is the City of Yuma regulations.
Oh.
It is not, does not apply to anywhere in the county.
Got it.
So.
On that, I have 2 pamphlets. One is from the city, one is from the county. They abide by the same law, 12 a.m. to 5 a.m.
So let's work on that, and we can.
Bring it back.
We can bring it back, and that way we have more information, and like Mr. Darren Simmons said, maybe talk to some, bring some of them vendors.
Some of the vendors need to have
and
input.
then have that input, so we can make a decision that it's not gonna, we're gonna bring it back and get more
Modify
complaints
it
or
again.
modify, yeah, so.
Yes, we'll also
So that-
work with the health department on that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie.
Okay.
Thanks, Maggie.
Now it's your turn. Mhm.
Yes,
Your name?
it's directed to the chairman and the supervisory board. My
Your
name is
name?
Leela Witt, and I
Hi,
live at
Leela.
2100 East 24th Place.
Mhm.
I wasn't even involved in this, but we are food vendors. We have a shave ice trailer. And as a food vendor, what I say is that we, as food vendors, try and keep the noise down, especially with the generators. We want to get the inverters that are quieter because we need the noise reduced. And that's what I was saying. And then another thing I wanted to ask a question was, does not county law supersede state law?
No, the other way around.
It's the other way around. Okay.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And just be cautious, because those ice shaving machines, they make a lot of noise.
Oh, no,
just
no.
kidding.
I'm
just kidding.
But it's delicious,
Yeah.
so, you know.
I think you caught him by surprise.
It's like an ice cream truck. That noise.
All right, well,
They are
we'll move on to,
Careful when you get up here.
So, Mr. Chairman, you would like a work session before sending it to P and Z to
Yeah.
initiate?
Where we invite the vendors. I think the vendors have something to say.
Yeah,
Especially
they
the
need to
ones
have
that are going
input
to be
and
impacted.
all right, we'll move on to expedited rezoning and public hearing. These items will be open as a group for public hearing and acted upon by one motion to adopt the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission, except for any item that is removed by a board member or for separate consideration. That item will be discussed and acted upon separately following action and on expedited items.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve item 1 and 2 and.
You want to
the
hold on?
expedited agenda.
I gotta.
Open
I
it
gotta-
up.
Public hearing?
Open
Yeah,
it.
it's a public hearing, I gotta open it up for the public. Yeah. And it's and I have a speaker form for one of those.
Let me remind everybody that a public hearing is supposed to be to listen to whatever the public or the owner has to say. But understand that expedited items normally are up for approval. So if you say something that isn't, you know, that opens up the floor for something that we can ask, and it turns out that you lose, this is where this old saying that some members used to say about, hey, you quit while you're ahead. So I just remind everybody, you know, you got those two items. If requested, I never request a PowerPoint presentation, but it could be requested by any board member. But if you open it up to a public hearing and the public decides to say something, just say, buyer beware.
I'll go ahead and open up both of the items. Item 1, minor amendment case number 25-04, and item number 2, special use permit case number 25-11. In any, do we have any? I got a speaker form. Is that right? Bobby, is it Bobby?
Cooper.
Cooper?
You see here?
Bobby left.
Bobby left? Okay, well, then I'll just open up for the public hearing. Put it over to the public. Anybody from the public? None? Bring it back to the board.
Thereby, I'll remake my motion. I'll make a motion to approve item 1 and 2 as presented of the expedited.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second to approve item minor case number 25-04 and item special use permit case number 25-11. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to rezoning. Regular public hearing items. Staff will make a full presentation.
Including a baby.
Followed by separate discussion, public hearing, and action by the Board of Supervisors. Move on to, we did number 1 already. We'll move on to item number 2, rezoning case number 25-13.
You want to manifest your own service?
Good morning. Richard Munguia, Senior Planner.
Good morning.
Would you like a presentation of this one?
No, no, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Any questions?
No. Probably any questions.
Okay, so these
This
are
is
the,
towns only. It goes from C1 to mobile homes.
it's located here, and these are the conditions of approval, and I'm ready for questions.
Any questions?
Yeah, the owner agreed to the conditions? You don't know.
I'm gonna open up.
You the owner? You gotta get out.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask a question. Can you guys fix your sound?
Oh, what?
Yes.
Well, when we get to the new building, hopefully this will be fixed.
Room all morning, and I can't hear any of it.
But don't worry, we'll have a new building for you.
We're going, that's part of the reason we're going over there. Yes.
This is a
that-
very bad.
First of all, we
I'm
can't
gonna
do.
say, we went to the county, we had to do this at the county, and each and every one of them had a mic. And there was a mic here, and I understood what everybody was saying. Here, I'm being honest with you, I didn't understand any of you this
That's
morning.
okay. I don't understand what Tony says half the time. I have to go like this to hear Tony.
Well, I will speak louder, I will speak louder.
Yeah.
Pardon me? Oh, my name's Jerry Witt. I'm representing my sister. Actually, I'm representing my wife and I. The property over on Eleanor, it was rezoned for a C1 business, I think in like 1970 something. Anyway, we just want to put a home on it. And all honesty, I didn't want to put a business on it because there's a taco stand right on the other side of the block wall. Great food, but the other neighbors complain about traffic. So when I was talking with the county, they said, put your concession trailer out there a couple days a week. I'm like, they already don't like traffic. Why would I add to that problem? So we just want to put a mobile home on it, a nice one, not a 1960 or 50. I want to put a double wide, almost 1,300 square foot mobile home on it.
Sounds like an idea to me.
My wife, sounds like a good idea to me too.
Yes.
All right.
Sounds like a good idea.
Sounds to me too. Thank you. She's got to do
Sorry,
all
I should have
that.
spoken louder.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll, since I didn't open, Tony cut me off here while I was gonna open the public hearing. Anybody from the public?
We did it already, huh?
I'll go ahead and close the public hearing, bring it back to the board.
I'll make a motion, we approve zoning case number 2513 as presented.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second to approve case number 25-13. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Good luck with the mobile home.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Item number 3, minor amendment case number 25-05.
And open up 3 and 4.
Just a note here.
But that one, the other one doesn't happen.
So you can hear, if staff doesn't say that they had issues from the vendor or from the applicant, let's not ask that question. Thank you. Well, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay,
Javier Barraza,
Mr.
Senior
Chairman,
Planner.
can we do 3
The
and
issue
4?
was whether we open up 3 and 4 together.
No.
3 and 4 together, because they're the same.
They're the same.
3 and 4 together?
3 and 4, 3, if the minor amendment doesn't happen.
Yeah,
Okay,
the rezoning
I'll
case.
go also open up rezoning case number 25-14.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Once again, Javier Barraza, Senior Planner, presenting minor amendment case 25-05. Would you like a presentation of this? The only reason this made the full hearing is because there was a written letter of opposition from a Yuma County resident, but nobody from within the notification area was in opposition. But would you like a presentation on the minor amendment, the rezoning? I can go to the recommendation from the Planning and Zoning Commission directly.
Go to the Planning and Zoning Commission directly.
Let's fly. The Planning Commission recommends approval of minor amendment case 25-05 based on the items listed on this slide. Also recommend approval of rezoning case 25-14, and I'll go really quick. And at that meeting, the Planning Commission recommendation was for approval, and we added a performance condition at that time, number 1, within 180 days of board's approval. The subject property shall be combined pursuant to the Yuma County Subdivision Regulations, Section 7.11, and a single point of access shall be established along Shell Drive. The applicants are aware of this condition and they're agreed to it. Mr. Chairman, that concludes staff's presentation.
Thank you. Any questions for staff?
Just one thing. The combined, that's a lot, what's it called? Lot tie. So the lot tie can be done within 180 days.
Correct, 6 months.
Okay. That's it.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing. Anybody from the public? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board for a motion.
I'll make a motion, we approve minor amendment case number 25-05 and rezoning case number 2514 as presented.
I'll second.
One at a time.
I'll second it.
One at a time?
Yeah, one at a time.
Okay, 25-05 as presented.
I'll second it.
There's a motion and a second to approve minor amendment case number 25-05. All those in favor say aye.
What the property looks like? Yeah, thanks.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And second one, I'll make a motion, we approve rezoning case number 25-14 as presented.
I'll second it.
There's a motion and a second to approve rezoning case number
I'll ask you a
25-14.
question.
Do we have to have a public hearing?
We did.
Did both,
For
yeah.
both of them? Okay. So we could have a public hearing for both, but we couldn't do it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Discussion and regarding legislative issues. Alejandro.
The vice chairman.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Alejandro Figueroa, Economic Development and Intergovernmental Affairs for Yuma County. I'll make a brief presentation since we're not in session. We're right in that middle sweet spot between the end of one and the next one. But there's some changes at the House for staff. First up, we have Grant Hanna, who moves from Senate Deputy Chief of Staff to become the House Chief of Staff. Grant is considered to be bringing steady leadership, according to some staffers at the House. Kelsey Hans is taking on Education Committee's policy work. She picks up where Sean McCarthy left off. Sean will now concentrate solely on appropriations and ways and means. Joelle Hobbins transitions from the House Research Department to become Health and Human Services Policy Advisor, replacing Emily Mercado. And finally, Gina Suwola, I apologize, I don't know how to say that last name. Swoboda. Moves over from the Senate to handle federalism, military affairs, and elections in the House. So on screen, you'll see the complete House leadership team from the staff side, from Grant Hanna, Chief of Staff, down through the Assistant Policy Advisors. This is a team we'll be engaging with on bills and budget matters in the upcoming session. We expect the Senate Majority Staff announcement soon, and of course there will most likely be Democratic staff changes as well. I'll share those updates as they're released with the Board of Supervisors. Now on the Senate side, there's been a few leadership moves that started on Sine Die, June 27th. Senate Republicans removed Majority Leaders Senator Shamp and elevated Senator Kavanaugh into her role. With Kavanaugh stepping away from appropriations, Senator David Farnsworth, formerly vice chair, was tapped to lead the committee. Farnsworth's promotion opened up the education chair slot. Senator Karen Werner chose to stay as Health Committee chair and vice chair of education. Therefore, the president of the Senate named Senator Hildy Angus to head education. Senator Angus is a first-term member from LD 30, which includes Mojave and La Paz counties. She's a former Mojave County supervisor, so this is a significant leadership role for her first session. This shifts will change who we work with on key bills in the Senate. We'll keep an eye out for any House leadership changes or further Senate adjustments and share them as they happen before the next session. On the executive side, last week, Governor Hobbs signed a bipartisan bill, SB 1611, into law. 1611 is also known as Act Irvin. This bill creates a clear process for converting agricultural land into urban uses. In practice, this means landowners can repurpose their fields for housing or commercial development when appropriate. Some of the main goals for this bill is to move water rights from lower use ag operations to higher density urban projects, and try to give communities another tool to meet growing demand without tapping into new groundwater resources.
Hold on a minute.
Yes.
Does that deal with land instead of water? Oh, so it creates a pathway to convert agricultural land for urban development. Is that water issue?
Yes.
Water. that
And
was
land,
used
tied
for
to
ag.
land, obviously, yes.
So the land that we're talking about is the transfer of agricultural water to make way for urban development in places like Avondale and places like that are growing and need more water. They really don't need the land, they need the water, but the land's included.
Mr. Chairman, it gives the option to landowners, current ag landowners, to repurpose that land for commercial and housing development.
Got it. I just thought it dealt with water, so I was a little surprised to see agricultural land turn into urban.
That one scares me.
That's what scares me too, because once we begin that process, it's like you open the door.
Yeah, to me, that's opening a door that
you won't be able to close.
We'll keep monitoring rulemaking at the state level and keep you updated on that one. On the federal side, I want to share that the Canadian Snowbirds Act was reintroduced by Senators Mark Haley and Ruben Gallego from Arizona, and by Senator Rick Scott from Florida as well. So right now, Canadian snowbirds can stay here 182 days a year. This bill would extend that to 240 days, about 2 extra months. There are a few guardrails built in. They keep their non-resident tax status. They cannot work or access public assistance while they're here. They must keep a home in Canada and own or rent a place in the U.S. during their stay. Canadians add nearly $1 billion into our state each year. Over 1 million of them visit here annually, and more than 10,000 spend winter in Yuma County, supporting thousands of Arizona and local jobs. So this may be good for Yuma County. That will conclude my presentation to the board, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Happy to answer any questions.
That's a wonderful bill. I hope it passes.
Any questions for Alejandro? Thank you, Alejandro.
Congratulations on the election to the vice chairman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Moving on to events, current events. Lynn?
Yes, well, as CSA president, I attended the outreach meeting for Santa Cruz County down in Nogales. And then I attended the special meeting for the election, the August election. I attended the outreach meeting in Globe for Gila County. And by doing that, I missed the meeting on the gas pipeline that's being proposed. But if people will read, there's a very good article in the paper by Bobby McDermott that is very informative concerning the pipeline and its possible challenges with ag land. So very good if you have a chance to read it. That's it.
Thank you.
Had several meetings regarding water. Congressman Biggs asked for an update on Yuma Water and state water in general, so I visited with him in his office last Monday. Met with, or had two phone calls with Congressman Gosar regarding the MCAS and Airport Authority cancellation of one of the runways. It's temporary right now, but looks to be permanent. And I also attended that meeting at the Airport Authority with Colonel Stone, and most of the private pilots here in Yuma that were there to represent and ask questions. It seems as if they've all made accommodations, especially for the private pilots here in Yuma. And then also the election certification, and then had several phone calls with constituents regarding water, the gas line, and broadband.
Mr. Simmons?
Had a PRS meeting, court meeting, community meeting, to be a special meeting for the elections. Several constituents, YMPO meeting, which I want to thank Chairman Porches. One of the hot topics that we brought up was the 40th Street and County 14th extensions to get those paved to join with the foothills. We're going to be going to the State Transportation Board meeting in October and pushing to try to get some funding to make those two avenues possible to allow greater access to the foothills. So,
Good job.
and the city was also on board with it. So hopefully we can get some funding, get those two roads up to date a little bit and allow for greater access in and out of the east county.
More than comments, because I was on vacation most of the time. More questions. When is the building going to be ready? Is it going to be ready by September, which is when we have the CSA meeting in here?
No, we have a CSA meeting in October, the end of October.
Because I look at it every time and I see it.
Part of it.
Chairman Porches, members of the board, substantial completion is still set for August 26th. We're hesitant to recommend the first board meeting for September 3rd as originally kind of loosely discussed due to some items that still need to be completed after substantial completion is done. We're preliminarily looking at the first meeting in October, but nothing has been set yet.
Okay. I got a call in the recorder's office, not wanting to go into that building. Is that true?
We've already taken action on that
Solved.
last meeting.
Yep.
Yeah, we solved it.
We voted on it last meeting.
I read something about it.
Yeah. He
No,
wants
it's
to stay
okay?
where he's
I'll
at.
talk to-
All right,
Yes.
okay.
I'm good.
It's okay.
It's all good.
Oh, it's so good.
You said you didn't want him in the.
I don't want him in
in
there. No. I should rephrase that.
Just kidding.
He
Oh,
prefers
just
to
kidding.
stay where he is.
But,
Yeah.
if he wants to stay on that building, I'm a little concerned that he may want to make some improvements, but he got $1 million, he can make them himself.
Yeah, yeah,
We already
we
did all
already
that.
did
Deal with that, okay, all
We
right.
dealt with all that already.
See, that's what you get for
Now,
being gone.
There's a couple of things regarding the October meeting, and that is the new port of entry. It will be ready, it will be like 60%, 70% ready. It's a very nice, self-sustained building that will be nice to show off to those that come in. So Lynn, if you're willing.
If I'm interested, okay, I'll see what they say. I have a meeting Monday. Well, I have a meeting today
We're booked
about
already
it. Huh?
with the tours.
What?
It's already booked.
Yeah, the tours have already been set.
Okay, good.
All right.
That would be good.
I attended the YMPO meeting and also met with Senator Gallego's staff last week, Alejandro and I, and we talked, and also Diane from Grants. We told them about the Rancho Mesa Verde and Orange Grove project, and I know Senator Kelly is also aware of it, so any help we can get from that too.
Well, and I apologize, Mr. Chairman. I had a meeting with the new director of USDA for Arizona.
Okay.
And she's going to hold a public meeting, which we will help her host next month. Let's see, August, September. Yeah, it's going to be in September, to where she can do a rundown of all of the programs that are available to see how the county might partner, and it'll be open to the public as well.
Partner with her on
Everything that she has available.
Mhm.
All right.
I forgot to mention, Mr. Chairman, that I attended a meeting of the Caribbean Port Authority where the leadership was changed. I don't particularly like the fact that the representative from the city of Yuma ended up being the chairman, but usually being Russ Jones, but. And I dealt with it. I mean, I think the vice chairmanship being on the hands of Alejandro is gonna help me feel a little better about it. That's it.
Huh.
All right.
Thank you, Chairman. Going to be a brief update because I was out for a few days on PTO, but had a quarterly management team meeting. We discussed a number of topics, including developing a 5-year plan, fostering a culture of accountability while keeping a focus on customer service, and public records requests overview, which was the most lively discussion of hosted by our board. I met with Elevate Southwest Executive Director Jerry Cabrera, and I want to thank Josh and Robin for keeping an eye on things while I was away, acting as acting administrator.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, meeting adjourned.
You know you were out.